Hello everyone. So right in front of me is the Ford EcoSport 2013 model. The Ford EcoSport is a subcompact SUV that was introduced in the Indian market. This car brought in a new segment in the market that became very popular in the coming years. So let's look at the engine bay right now. The heart of this vehicle is a 1-liter inline 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine which produces 124 horsepower at 6000 rpm and 170 Newton meters of torque at 1500 to 4000 rpm. The engine is a bit noisy right now, but the cabin is well insulated and the engine levels are quite good. Let's close the engine bay right now. This car gets a black color chrome finished massive front grille which looks really good and aggressive, and these are round fog lamps which are also given chrome treatment on black panel and looks really good. This is the headlamp of the car and gets projector setup, and this is a split grille of the car which has Ford logo on it and looks very bold. The towing hook is placed over here and there is black treatment given which reduces the visual bulk of the car and gives SUV characteristics and looks more sportier. Let's quickly move to the side of this car and look at the design characteristics. The tire size of this EcoSport happens to be 205/60 R16-inch rims, and the design of the rims looks really good. You get a 275mm ventilated disc brakes at the front, and you get these curvy design elements over the wheel, and moving further you can see this black treatment given on the side, and Ford claims that the water weighing capacity of this car is still the level of the black treatment, which is really high and very much appreciable. And here you get these emerging rear view mirrors, and the indicators are placed on it, and the design is really good. Here you actually get body colored door handles, and you get request sensors on both of the front door handles. Further moving back, the rear wheel happens to be the same size as it is in the front, but there are no disc brakes on offer. The rear brakes happens to be the drum brake, and you get this curvy design above the wheels even at the back. Here you get the quarter glass which is emerging with the rear windshield and makes the rear end very attractive, and over here you have these roof rails which are finished in sleeky silver color and looks really good. And now let's move to the rear side of the car. The rear end is way too attractive. The spare wheel which is mounted outside looks sportier and shows SUV characteristics. Down you get the reflectors on both sides, and rear parking sensors are placed over here. You get the number plate placement down below, and there is titanium written boldly and EcoBoost badging right over here, and there is EcoSport name badging on the left end of the rear. Here you have the rear wiper, and the water sprayer is placed right at the top of the windshield. To unlock the boot of the car, all you have to do is just to press this button, and there it goes. So the size of the boot happens to be 335 liters. The boot size is quite small when you compare with the other cars of this segment like the Vitara Brezza and the Tata Nexon and the Hyundai Venue. There is a small light which is placed on right side of the boot. In order to increase the boot space, you can fold the 60-40 split rear seats, which increases the capacity to 800 liters. Let us close the boot and check the interior of the car. The seating positions are quite comfortable at the rear. The front seats are pushed all the way back, and still there's good amount of knee room and legroom on offer, and headroom is quite adequate, but under thigh support is a bit lacking for a passenger of 5 foot 11 inches like me. Ford has done some smart engineering. What they have done is they have raised the front seats up so that you get ample legroom and knee room on offer. The EcoSport gets all black leather seats in the top end model. It feels so premium, and the attention to detail is amazing. There's red stitching in the seats which gives a sporty appeal look. This car gets a leather wrapped door panel, and also there's a sleeky silver treatment given to it. The door handles are also finished in sleeky silver and looks premium. There's a 12-volt charging socket for the right side rear passenger, and there's cup holders on both sides of the doors, but 1-liter bottles cannot fit into it as the cup holders are quite small. There's magazine holders on both the sides, and there's some space to keep some stuff over here. This car gets 2 adjustable headrests. but it does not have a headrest for the center passenger, and also there is no armrest on offer, which Ford should have given it. The cabin feels more airy in nature due to the large windows, and you don't feel claustrophobic due to the black interiors. Let's quickly get into the front seat of the car. This is the dashboard of the car, and it is huge in size. This car gets a push button start, and in order to turn on the engine, you just have to press a button. And there it rose to life. This is the instrument cluster of the car. The tachometer is on the left, the speedometer is on the right, and the fuel meter is on the center. And there is multi-information display which shows various information like the average speed driven, distance to empty, trip meter, mileage meter, and the average kilometer per liter. It shows that it returns an average of 10 kilometers per liter, which is quite low, but the ARAI claims that it returns on an average of 18 kilometers per liter, but on the real world you get it around 15 to 16 kilometers per liter. This car gets steering mounted controls. These are the functions to fast forward and pick up the phone calls. These are the controls for volume up and down, and this is for the voice command. This car gets 3-spoke leather wrapped steering, and it feels so nice and premium. These are the controls for the windows, which are finished in matte black color, and over here you get the tweeters on both sides of the front door. And these are the controls for the electrically adjustable OVRMs or the outside rear view mirrors. And the light controls are placed right over here. This car gets sleeky silver treatment on the infotainment console and for the AC vents on the dashboard, which gives very good attention to detail. Even the door handles are also finished in sleeky silver. The A-pillar of this car is very thick, and you may experience blind spots while driving. This car gets Sync infotainment system, which is powered by Microsoft, and this is the infotainment screen, which is in touch, and these are the controls to operate the system. This system gets various features like aux input, Bluetooth connectivity, USB player, CD player, and voice controls. There's a 12-volt charging socket placed over here. There's slots for aux and USB. There's a small storage space over here and 2 cup holders, and there's place to keep some stuff over here. The front door pockets are very large and huge in volume, and 1-liter bottles can easily fit in. This car gets an automatic climate control, and the temperature can be brought down to a maximum of 15 degrees. Let's turn on the AC. The AC is so good in this car, and it cools down the cabin in no time. This car doesn't get a cooled glove box, which should be available at this price point, but this is pretty decent sized. The top end model of this car has 6 airbags on offer, 2 at the front, 2 at the rear, and 2 curtain airbags. The sunshade for the driver's seat doesn't get mirrors or a light, but at the passenger side you get a mirror and a small light which is bright enough. There's space to keep your sunglasses right over here, and there's a split tree lights placed at the front which makes the car very bright. There's no auto dimming mirror on offer, which is missing at this price point, so you need to manually adjust it. So how good is the car to drive? Let's hit the roads and find it out. I absolutely love how this car drives. The performance is nice and punchy, and the engine is so refined, but it gets vocal once you get past 4500 rpm, but overall it's a very refined and offers a very good performance. It is very good for city as well as highway. The clutch is on the lighter side and the gear ratios are perfectly matched and offers very good performance. There is some amount of low end lag, but once you get past 1750 rpm, it pulls very briskly and offers great performance. The steering offers great feel and feedback. It is light at low speeds and weighs up brilliantly at high speeds, which builds up great confidence to push it harder on triple digit speeds. This being a 1-liter turbocharged petrol engine produces 124 horsepower and 170 Nm of torque, which makes the car very punchy and fun to drive. The peak torque comes at 1750 rpm and stays all the way till 4500 rpm, which makes the mid-range the best, but the top end also offers good performance and it redlines at 6000 rpm, which is tremendous. This car offers great amount of body control, and changing lanes at triple digit speeds is not an issue at all. The suspension is on the stiffer side, which helps the car when driving at high speeds. And there is no doubt that this car is a great handling SUV and a fun to drive car in its segment. Since the suspension is on the stiffer side, the expansion joints can be felt very well inside the cabin, but there is no need to worry about it since the car runs on high profile rubbers. The brakes are very good and offers great stopping power. The turning radius of the car happens to be 5.2 meters, which is actually low when it compared with other cars in the segment. I once again have to admit that this is a fun to drive car and offers great performance and handles pretty good, and it is eager around the corners. 0 to 100 takes around 10.3 seconds, which is 0.2 seconds slower than the Hyundai Venue's 1 liter turbocharged engine, and the top speed of the car happens to be 190 km per hour. The top spec model of this car was priced around 11.1 lakhs on road Chennai back at 2014, and now you can get this car at used car market for around 5 lakhs. Right now the facelifted version of the car costs around 14.3 lakhs on road, and it's definitely a great value for money car by every means. So that's all everyone. If you like this video, you know what to do. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.